Good morning, Flosstube. It is Helen D. Today is Tuesday, April 12th. I feel like 2 days ago was March 12th, 2022. Welcome, welcome. I hope everyone's week is off to a good start. Same old around here. It is dark as a pocket today, as my mom would say. It's raining. I dropped my son off and came home and I'm like, I'm gonna go for a quick walk first thing because it looks like it could rain at any moment, and it is now raining. We've had a lot of rain, but the snow is gone, and all the bulbs I planted in the fall, they're not blossomed yet, but they're up. So now hopefully soon I'll remember what I put where because I'd never done bulbs before. I just sprinkled them about. So we'll see what comes up. Yeah, but we've just been doing the same old stuff. It's been school and tennis and all the spring school activities, are starting up. We have Friday off, and then all week next week is off for our April break because we have a week in February and a week in April. And then from then on, it's like mad dash to the end of the school year. We'll get out probably between the 15th and the 20th of June. They haven't told us yet an exact date. We get out a little late, probably because we take so many breaks. But the breaks are nice when they come. So that's Home My Life update. We're gonna start with a giant thank you, a big old thank you. I had mentioned in my last video that I was close to 10,000 subscribers. And since I've seen you last, I've crossed that mark, which floors me. Floors me. So thank you to everyone who spends time with me, watches my videos, comments, emails, chats on Instagram. It's so nice to talk about our craft with other people that appreciate our craft, because my son doesn't care. Whenever he's playing a video game and giving me the non-stop like play-by-play, I'm like, how would you feel if I gave you the play-by-play of my cross stitch? I don't think you'd like it very much, but you guys would, and I appreciate that. So a giant thank you, and we're gonna start out with a couple of thank you gifts. So I have something for you, and then Carla has something for you from Cobweb Quarter. So we'll start with mine. I have designed another freebie for you. I hadn't done one in a while. I think, the cats are fighting. I think Halloween was the last one I had done, and then it got busy, and the Christmas ornament was in the Christmas issue of Just Cross Stitch, and then this year I just hadn't had a chance. John's now fully from home, so I'm not in that room as much, and I'd had a couple people say, hey, you got any more? I'm like, I don't have any more, but I should. So I got this one for you. So this is, I called it Fabric and Flosstube. So it's needles, thread, fabric, Flosstube. And then I have tomato pincushion, some scissors, a needle, my light's bad, sorry, a needle with some thread. I did a few, like just a line of X's, like a quarter border. And then I put some buttons on it, and the pin heads are Mill Hill beads, but the size 8, so they're a little bigger. So that's what I came up with. I used fabric just from my stash. This is Lady Dot Vintage Twill Tape, and that is Lady Dot Vintage Pom Pom on the top. So here it is. All of my freebies, I have a link tree that I'm able to just link the PDFs. So I'll link that below, and you can go on there. And usually when I put a new one on, I have no way of organizing them, at least that I know of, but the new ones go on top. So it will be on top. And you could use whatever. I showed what I used for floss, but you could use, whatever you want. Mine was stitched on 14 count Picture This Plus Heroic, which typically has like some blues and reds in it, but mine was just a scrap, and really it's just a tan. So, thank you. And then Carla, when we were talking, leading up to, and she said, oh, we need to come up with something. And we were talking, and giveaways are great. Everyone loves giveaways, who doesn't? But you only get to give things to like 1 or 2 people. Even if you did a big one, right? 10 people. So we were like with my freebies, I like that it's available to anyone who wants it. It might not be everyone's style, but it's available to everyone. So Carla is going to do a 10% off code for you guys to celebrate. So she's doing 10% off at Cobweb Corner. The code is live now, and it will be good through the end of May. And you can use it more than once, right? If new stuff comes out, shop again. So it's 10% off, and it is good on everything on her site except for floss. So charts, fabric, pin sets, buttons, needle minders. It's not good on like the single skeins of floss, but it works on thread packs. So she has some sulky thread packs, and some of the like Glendon Place charts have like a specialty thread pack. It works on those. So it's 10% off of her listed price. And her listed price is typically a little less, like it's already discounted. So the code is HD10K, but she's given me a link that I'll put below that when you click on that link to shop, it will automatically put the code in your cart. So when you add something to the cart, you'll see it on there. I'm trying to think. Yeah, so it will already be on there. If for some reason it's not, you can add it in. I'll have the code written down below as well. If you're going to check out and it's not working, message Carla. She has a, like on her site, she has the little, you know, how can I help? Like if she's there, you can click on and ask a question immediately, or send her an email. Like she knows to look out for she knows this video is coming today and to keep an eye out. Check in with her before you check out, because it's very hard for her to kind of retro fix the problem. But check in with her and she'll make sure you're good to go before you check out and pay. So thank you, huge thank you to Carla. She's been doing giveaways with me. It's been like 2.5 years. So it's great because it gives me something to give you guys. It gives her some publicity, and she and I have gotten to be really good friends, which is fun. Yeah, because it was before 2020. It was 2019. It's been a long time. So there you go. That will be down below. I had 2 pages of notes today. So that's the first things, and now we will get into what I've been working on the last 2 weeks. I have 3 finishes, fully finishes, 3 non-fully finishes. So 4 fully finishes if you count fabric and Flosstube. Though I finished that a couple weeks ago, so we'll be ready. So first one, you've probably seen, this was the Meow block that I finished. This was my sister's, and I did the tutorial with. She changed the colors to match her cats and did it on a green. We used a blue wool on the top to kind of match. So that was from the tutorial. I gotta put some lotion on. I thought my dry skin was getting better, but it's not. And I'm glad that tutorial was helpful. I've had a lot of people comment, and I love it when people say, I was nervous. I didn't think this was a finish that I could do, but I watched your video and now I feel like I can try it. That's my goal. I'm not some super professional finisher. If I can do it, you can do it. But I'm willing to hold your hand and walk you through it, because there are other tutorials out there. There are written tutorials, but I know sometimes a visual tutorial to really see what's being done is super helpful. So I'm glad that was. So that one is done. Then I finished, this is one of my sisters. This is called Mouse's Schoolhouse. It's by Tiny Modernist. She stitched this for one of her kids for the end of the school year. So this one, I had this like box, and it had like a saying in it and some felt flowers. So I cut the felt flowers out, and then it just fit perfectly. So I mounted it, I glued it so I can't pop it out. I mounted it on fabric with some rickrack, I do need to screw on a wall thing, but that one is done. So then my next one, I was going about my finishing and I was looking at those felt flowers that I cut off that piece. I thought, well, I'm gonna use them on this piece. So this is not as washed out as that light is showing. This is Hello Spring. It is a year in chalk April from Hands On Design. These are from a few years ago. I changed the colors. Sorry that I've got the light right there. So I have, those were the flowers and the petals that were on that other piece. So again, I just mounted that on fabric, did a little cording. This piece is a tombstone. I got this at Target like 3 years ago in the dollar spot, and it was a 4-pack. I've given away 2 as gifts. I gave 1 to Donna. This one's mine. So it's on there with a magnet. The flowers are on there with a magnet, and I can just swap stuff out. So, and I like to put the magnet on the finishing piece and the washer on whatever I'm sticking to, so that when I store it, they don't get all stuck together. That one's going back on my shelf. So that was my fully finishes. Finished things, I finished up my car project, which was, I've already passed the chart on. So it was this one, it's called Count Twice, Stitch Once. It's by the Primitive Hare. And the chart says Count Twice, Stitch Once on the bottom, but I left that off to give it a round shape, because I think I'm gonna finish it on a pedestal. The window over here is open. That's peppy. So that one I picked my own colors. I think this was a scrap. It's Picture This Plus, and it's either Tycho or Fog, but it was just a little scrap. So that one was my car project, and it is done. Then last weekend, I was feeling the itch for some new starts. So I pulled out, I think it was Thursday night, I grabbed Stitch All the Things, which was an Erica Michaels. It was one of the new market releases. I love both of these. I started with the berry. I used all the called for colors. I didn't use the fabric. It was one I didn't have. It doesn't say because it's on the inside. I used antique white. So it says Stitch All the Things, FFO, Whip, Sal. Mine is a 32 count antique white. So that one was, that might be the quickest berry I've ever stitched. Fantastic. And I will say again, how perfect is this chart for a smalls exchange? Perfect. Especially because it stitches up that quick. So that one, this is not for a smalls exchange, that's for me. That one is done. Then I have a bag with all my berries in it, and I pulled out this one. So this is the Morning Dove. This is an exclusive with Dying to Stitch. It's part of their berry club. I signed up for that this year, so I believe there are 3 berries that we'll get over the course of the year, and this was the first. And it came with the floss, although I changed the green because I wanted something a little lighter so that it would match my other spring berries. So I changed the green to Weeks Scuppernong, and then this flower on the floss pack was Dirt Road, so it's kind of brown, and then it had like red on the bottom, and I made it blue. So that one is done. That one is also on antique white. So those two will look, they won't go together when I put them out. I have a space upstairs that I put like stitching themed things, and this one will end up down here, but that one is complete. Then all my berries are in my winter cats bag. This is one of my quilting with Nico bags, and it has my berries in it. So I pulled out my first of the summertime berries. This is for the berry hashtag berry season sale. So I'm doing all 3. I started with this one. These two seem to have a little more stitching than this one, so I thought I'll do like a bigger one, then this one, then than one of the others. And I did pull fabric for what I'm going to use for all of them. So here's my little start. This is cream, I believe. 32 count cream. This one does have a little bit of, oh, this one doesn't have any over one. This one doesn't have any over one, but I'm using 32 counts, so they'll all be the same. So that's that, and then I'm going to use white for the one with the blue writing, and then I should have written it down. I picked a blue, I think it's Dove, for the one with the little camper on it. So those are all in my bag to work on. My goal with those is to have them fully finished by the time school is done, so that then I can have them out. That's when I kind of put my summer stuff out, and I can set them out then. And I will do another video when I make the toppers, so that if people are interested, they'll be different, right, from the spring ones. So it might not be quite as long because you'll have already gone through that video. And then whips. Oh, the berries was the first whip. I'm like, this says 3 and I only have 2. All right. I've been working on my chrono trigger piece, which is called Faraway Times, and it's by Pick Stitch. It's half of clock face. I work on it Mondays and Tuesdays. So last week when I worked on it, I'm stitching away, and then I look, and I had kind of gotten to the top section. It's like, you know what? I think I hit 70% or something on Pattern Keeper. Like, I'm not that far from being done. So this is the chart. So I had started with chrono and done all down here, which was the majority. So now this top section was going really quick. So I did some math. Since I've seen you last, I know I stitched Marley and Luca, and this is Robo, he's a robot. And this is the old man at the end of time. This is the edge. And then there is one more, like, it says 12 at the top of the clock face. So I did my math, and I thought, if I bump this up to 3 days a week, I think I can finish in April. So that's my plan. So I bumped it up to 3 days a week with the goal of finishing in April. If I finish in April, I may take the month of May. I'm not doing Mania, I can't start that many things. But I may take that month to do like pick a project work, give it a full week. A couple new starts, a couple whips that I'd like to see some progress on. I think I'll get that done in April. And then my only other whip, I needed a new car project because I finished I don't even remember what I was working on, but I finished it. That's how my brain has been. The snail. I finished the snail. So I pulled out Maryland Blue Crab. This is by Amanda May, Artist Design. This is available on her website, which I will link below. She had sent me this last year, and she sent me the floss that she used, which is she had it all on a little card. It's a Silks for You, and it's really pretty variegated. My hands have been okay that it hasn't been bothering me. Every once in a while I'll snag. So I'm stitching mine on a scrap of doubloon Ada, which is like a pinky-ish brown. Now she stitched hers 1/1 on 18. I'm using a higher count. I think it's a 16 or a lower count. And I like to do 2 strands. So I thought, well, I have 5 yards of floss. That should be enough for at least the crab. So my plan is do the crab, see what kind of floss situation I have left. If I have enough, and then do it like bit by bit, right? Like I might do, okay, I'm gonna do all the border. How much do I have left? Okay, I'm gonna do the starfishes, right? Like kind of see what I have left for floss. But there's my start so far. So I work on this in the car. It's great to have it be one color. And that is my stitching from the last 2 weeks. I don't think I've worked on anything else. My table is still full because I have an embarrassment of riches in gifts to share with you this week. But we will do regular giveaways first. So let me pull those out. All right, so last video's giveaways. The first two were donated by Carla at Cobweb Corner. We had Blue Velvet by Ink Circles. This is going to Dorothy Raymond. Be Joyful is Lucinda Fino. And Lucinda, I have your envelope ready to go. And then a viewer had sent in spring berries to pass on, and that is Arlene Curry. And then I had to redraw for the Blackbird Baskets chart, and this is Heather McGrath. And Heather, I saw that you got my message, so that you're going to email me with your address. So that was old business. So now, in addition to the 10% off code, we have giveaways from Carla this week too. So we have two things. The first one, okay, standard giveaway rules. You need to be 18 or older so you can legally give me your address. Please don't use the word giveaway or win. I'd appreciate it if you're a subscriber, and go check out Carla's Flosstube to subscribe to her as well. So number one I have on here is Antique Scissors and Spools. This is Shakespeare's Peddler. And that's really cool. She has a whole series of these. Conveniently shown here on the back. And I know she just released a cat one at Market. So if you're interested in this, use the word scissors, plural, in your comment. And then second, Summer House Trio from Waxing Moon Designs. And if you're interested in this, use the word trio, T-R-I-O. So that will be for this week. And then I have one last call. Sunny Kinnaman won this piece chart. So Sunny, last call. If I don't hear from you from the next video, I will redraw for that. My email is down below. Or I'm on Instagram at eastcoast.crafter. I'm putting these back in the bag so I don't get them mixed up. Let's do embarrassment of riches. Oh, my scissors fell out of my car project. That would not be good. So the last 2 weeks, I have gotten so many things in the mail that my mailman is probably like, who does this girl think she is? Like, what is all this? But I wanted to share them with you. So in no particular order of when they came because they got put in a bag. A couple of these were like thank yous from people who had won giveaways, which is not necessary. I fully appreciate it. So the first one was from Holly, and she sent this super cute Snoopy card and some little, stickers. I'm like, I don't know if they're stickers or like you could put your like floss tags, but they're stickers. Holly used to have a jewelry making business, and she sent me, like, it was this little envelope. This thing weighs like a chunk. It's full of charms. Like, the whole thing is full of all kinds of fun charms. So that was, I love putting charms on things. So that was like, wow. So thank you, Holly, for that. Can't get that card back in there. Arlene sent me a package, which made me chuckle, that had a couple charts she was done with, a really sweet needle minder. And then I told my husband, I said, okay, you don't even make videos, and you're getting gifts in the mail. Arlene lives in West Virginia, which is where my husband is from. So she sent a West Virginia, like one of the vinyl stickers. So that was fun. It made him laugh. So thank you very much. Carol, I got a sweet card from yesterday, which is really pretty. And she sent a skein of Classic Colorworks. This is Tropical Paradise. That's a really pretty color. So thank you, Carol. Margie had won a giveaway. Wait till you guys see this. She made me a needle minder. She said, oh, I just did a little tatting around a button. This thing is gorgeous, gorgeous. So, have anything to hold it on. So it's a needle minder. Oh, you need the full effect. Hold on. Okay. Ooh, I can needle it right to this. There. Look at that. So she did tatting around a button with like a variegated green floss and then put magnets on it. This is stunning. And I told her, I'm like, it's so gorgeous. I don't want to use that up for my needle. Like, what if the cats get it, right? You know what I might do with this? I might put it on the top of a berry. I think it would be like if you had your wool top and then it's like a stem with leaves on it. It's fantastic. So I'm super excited to use this. It might go on that stitch. Oh, the birds, the bird berry. It's got many, many options. So thank you so much. That was sweet. And then my last one made my son laugh because back in February, a woman named Sarah, who lives in New Zealand, had won a giveaway, and we had chatted, and she said, I don't even know, you don't need to send that here. And I said, no, if the post office will take it, because I know Australia and New Zealand had been kind of iffy. I said, if the post office will take it, I'm glad to send it. And they took it, and I told my husband, I'm like, wow, I've never mailed anything to New Zealand before. I've mailed to Australia. I've never mailed to New Zealand. Time passes. She lets me know that it came. I make my son get the mail because when we come home from school, he's on the passenger side in the back, which is on the side that the mailbox is on. So I pull over and he has to get it. So he opens, it's one of those big ones with like 10. He opens our little drawer and it is like jammed full of stuff. Because, the guy couldn't just use the big box. And he's pulling stuff out and he's like, what is this? It was a package from New Zealand. I said, oh my gosh, I've never gotten a package from New Zealand either. So Sarah sent me a thank you gift, which was above and beyond. Look at this card. I love this, with the flowers and the bees. She sent some New Zealand chocolates. I will be honest with you, there were 3 bars, but we ate one. When your son gets the package and then you want to open it right then, you eat the chocolate. And then she made me a set of project bags, a big one and like a notions bag. Here's the little one. In this gorgeous fabric. And I asked her, I said, is that, I don't know what kind of bird that is. Is that a native New Zealand bird? Because around here, when you find bird fabrics, right, it's cardinals or chickadees or blue jays, they're very native North American birds. And she said, first of all, she said, I think it is because I don't have any more of that fabric. She thinks it's a fantail and that they are a native New Zealand bird. So I can't wait to use this. I've been waiting. And she uses a really super plush. The cats are going to love this bag, Sarah. This is going to be their new favorite bag because it's got a little extra something for them. Emmy will lay on my lap at night only if I put a bag on my lap. She'll come around and she'll stand on me and look at me and then leave. And then I put a bag down and she's right back there. She's going to love this bag. It's going to be covered in cat hair. Just like the rest of my house. So thank you. Thank you guys. It's very much appreciated. Haul. Not very much. Some of those packages that came were things I actually bought. When Carla sends me giveaways for you, she sends a couple of charts for me, and I picked out Lucky Berry. These charts, was it 2020, 2019? Erica Michaels used to do charts. She would do the linen berry, which looks huge in this picture, and then one on the silk gauze. She can no longer get the silk gauze. So now she's paired them up. She calls them a buddy packet, which has both designs on it. You could completely stitch this silk one on linen. It would be big. So the regular size berry is 126 by 72. The silk berry is 217 by 121. So just plan accordingly if that's the one you're gonna stitch. And then I also got Candy Claws. This is a Satsuma Street kit. It comes with all the stuff, the sequins, the floss, a needle, there's perforated paper, like really nicely packed inside. These are totally available on the sale. She has a bunch. Here's some of the other Christmas ones. I actually really like this one. And she has Christmas and Halloween is kind of the two. I'm wearing a sweater today and I'm a little hot. What else? I did an order with cross-stitching supplies, which I will link below, because I needed the antique white Lugana and no one had it. They had it. So I ordered that and a couple flosses, and then they had this chart available as a freebie. You had to like put it in your cart. So I did. This is by Thread Maniac, which honestly, I believe is who runs the website. And it's called Christmas Word Search. How cute is that? There, I can read it. So, does it have a thread? It's 60 by 60, which is like perfect ornament size. So that was super cute. So I grabbed that. And like I said, the fabric. And then I think I had mentioned I had done another order with Abby at Top Knot because she had still some of the Fortnite fabrics. And I got a piece of Exceptional, which is this like greeny brown fun Halloween color. And this is an Aida. I wanted to try the Aida. I'm gonna crinkle it, hold on. It is not as soft as Picture This Plus. It reminds me more of like a Hand-Dyed by Stephanie, if you're an Aida stitcher and you've used that. But the modeling, spectacular. So there's that. And then I threw in my cart, it got buried, one of the little tiny hands-on design stickers. She tucked it right in this. I picked up this one from Hello by Liz Matthews. It's called Berry Patch. Here's my plans for this, and I kind of want to start it soon. I want to, the border is pretty. I want to take the border off. I want to take out this thing of berries, slide this in, and then kind of like if I need bees or stuff to fill it out, just so it's more of a small. So that's my plan. This is all DMC. It's 95 by 95 as is, so that would make it smaller. And finally, I had an order, Color and Cotton. I'm in their fabric. I'm in their floss club. Wish I was in their fabric club. I'm in the 10 skein all color. So these are April. This pack especially, like, that's my jam. These are very pretty. I'll use them. But this is more of my jam. And then she had some grab bags a while ago, a few weeks ago, randomly. I happened to see them on Facebook. And I grabbed two. Now, funny story, I wanted an even weave because I'm just starting with the Luganas, an even weave and an Aida. There were no even weaves, so I ordered two Aidas. I got an even weave and an Aida. Fantastic. So the Aida is some very beautiful neutrals. And I'll have to look, they look like 2/16 and an 18. And then the even weave is very pinky spring. So that's a light pink, like a creamy, and then a nice fun pink. So those were fun. If you're in the club, if you're in any of her clubs, she has an option that you can, when you buy something, you have it shipped with the club just to save on postage. If you don't mind waiting, which I didn't mind waiting. So those came in. Whew, that is all. That was a lot of stuff. Now I have to put away. Yeah, so that's it. Plans, I'm gonna work away on that chrono piece. Maybe it will be finished the next time you see me. I may need an additional week to get that done. And then I'm going to decide what I want to work on in May, if I want a couple of new stars. I have a couple pieces I'm looking forward to starting that I should get started. But I also have a few whips that I'd like more progress on. In a whole week of focusing on something, like the Halloween block from Hands On Design, if I did that for a week now, then when Halloween got closer and I felt like working on spooky stuff, it would be closer to having it finished. So again, this is on my link tree. I hope you guys enjoy it. I'm looking forward to seeing what people do. So thank you, thank you, thank you. I'll be back in a couple weeks. I may be back on a weird day in a couple of weeks. I think that's when I have my eye appointment. I do. I have an eye appointment with dilation. It's my bonus glaucoma suspect, dilation, peripheral vision. It's a mess. So I will have to film around that because that would be something to see. I wouldn't be able to see you, but that would be something to see. All right, have a great week, and I will see you guys when I see you in a couple weeks. Bye.